What's good? It's your boy Fanon. There's an article that came out this morning that I'm going to talk about with Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao, and it's just gives you a very interesting look at the way that Bob Arum conducts himself, and it made me draw for the first time ever a pretty strong conclusion about what type of guy that he is. And in short, he does something which is called gaslighting. That is a tool that is often employed by sociopaths, not a psychopath, but a sociopath, right? And sociopaths, a lot of times people would think a sociopath as being somebody that, is sitting off, trying to, grab little kids and do stuff, or just some little really super creepy guy or woman that is just like, just crazy, right? Where they can't deal in society. But most times that's not the case from my understanding. A lot of times people who are sociopaths are very, very intelligent people who tend to be, who are oftentimes very, very successful in life, who are very good at realizing their goals and becoming quote unquote successful. But they do it in a manner that is, it is extremely antisocial, and they really display a lack of conscience. So it's the kind of people that are like, the ends justify the means. People who say, who stepped on a lot of people to get to the top and show absolutely no remorse. Like they can do something to somebody and they can look at that person and see and have no real issue with the harm that they've caused. Right. And then the fact that they're like that is one of their major strengths that allows them to be successful. And one of the tools that sociopaths use is gaslighting. Right. Gaslighting is, by definition, it's a form of manipulation that seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or in members of a targeted group, hoping to make them question their own memory, their perception, and sanity. Using persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying, its attempts to destabilize the target and delegitimize the target's belief. And I have seen that. Now, I can't speak on him doing that on an interpersonal level, but on a public level, the persistent denial, the contradiction, and the lying is readily apparent with Bob Arum, and it's done on a consistent basis. In this article that came out today, where Manny Pacquiao's manager or media team laid out some things that happened behind the scenes with some other fights that lead me to this conclusion. I've always thought that this was the case, which is why I've always found him so interesting. But now I'm pretty much like, yeah, that's what this guy is. This dude is, and I'm not a sociologist, I'm not a clinician, clearly, to be diagnosing him as a sociopath. But everything that, my whole understanding of it points me to believing that, if he was my kid, I would be taking him to the doctor to try to check to see if that's really the way that, if he is that type of person. So with that said, I'm going to talk about this in a live stream a little later today. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. That way you can get notified of the live streams, because I really do like to have, one-on-one conversations, or actually, real-time conversations might be the better way to describe that. And the best way to do that is in the live streams. The channel's growing. Sometimes it's harder for me to get to as many comments in the comment section. And I definitely, want to push and do those as much as possible, to have more interaction on the channel and have as much interaction as you can. And also, it's a very mature crowd, very respectful. You don't have to worry about, having a lot of people disrespect you for your opinion, because that's really is one of the rules that we have in the live stream, in our live stream community. And there's a lot of guys with blue wrenches around in the live stream who have been on the channel for a good amount of time, who kind of know what we're trying to accomplish, and I think that'll really help and make it a more pleasant experience for you. So subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you can participate in that. Now, before I go into why I'm thinking this dude is a sociopath and why he's using gaslighting consistently in the public, see, there's two targeted groups, right? Because it's, once again, in the definition, gaslighting is a form of manipulation that seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or members of a targeted group. In this particular instance, I'm saying the targeted individual is Manny Pacquiao, and the members of a targeted group are fans of Manny Pacquiao. And I consider myself to be a fan of Manny Pacquiao, right? So let me read, and I give you other examples of this, but this is just a real stark example of it. Manny Pacquiao's camp standing firm that Top Rank's contract expired. Now, before I go into this, Manny Pacquiao saying the contract is expired. You have Bob Arum having been quoted before the beginning of the last extension, when Pacquiao signed his last extension, saying that the contract ran through December of 2018. Bob Arum, the guy that's famous for saying, I was lying yesterday, but today I'm telling the truth, said that. But now he says, oh, it's not. Manny Pacquiao says the contract's up. I'm on my own. Bob Arum says, no, Manny Pacquiao doesn't know what he's talking about. He's under contract with me and I don't know how long he's under contract for me, but it's a reasonably long period of time. Now, this is somebody that seems to be, he doesn't know how long it is, but you just know this, that Manny Pacquiao's not telling the truth. Or Manny Pacquiao doesn't understand what's going on. And he says, now what happened? And on top of it, Manny Pacquiao really isn't trying to have a fight in Malaysia. Yeah, it's not totally ridiculous that fight could happen. That's his quote. It's not totally ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous that he could make this fight happen, but it's not totally ridiculous because, there is somebody out there that's acting like they want to do it. But what happened? Just think about the last times Manny Pacquiao fans. Look at the last time Manny Pacquiao said that there was going to be a fight. What happened to the money in Dubai? What happened to the money in Macau? That never came to fruition. You can't believe Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao says that his contract is up. You can't believe Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao says that he has these deals. So let's go to the article. Things are going to be interesting in the coming weeks as Manny Pacquiao's team members are insisting that his contract with Top Rank has expired. Pacquiao himself has refused to comment on the matter, but he's made no mention of Top Rank or longtime trainer Freddie Roach when he discussed his planned return on June 24th in Malaysia against WBA regular welterweight champion Lucas Matisse. Pacquiao has only mentioned Golden Boy Promotions CEO Oscar De La Hoya, who promotes Matisse, and his partner on the June card. According to Pacquiao's lawyer, the last fight under the promotional deal was, that being Manny Pacquiao's promotional deal with Top Rank, the last fight under that promotional deal was against Jeff Horn in Brisbane, Australia, last July. Quoting his attorney, I reviewed the contract and I found out that Bob Arum has no more say even in the rematch, should there be any, between Manny Pacquiao and Australian Jeff Horn. Last week, Top Rank's CEO Bob Arum rejected any claims that Pacquiao was a free agent. Manny Pacquiao was under contract with Top Rank for a reasonably long period of time, but I don't know when the contract will expire, Bob Arum told Boxing Scene. Pacquiao's media relation officer made allegations against Arum, claiming the veteran promoter prevented Pacquiao from staging several bouts outside of the United States. The first one was the planned Pacquiao Dubai fight, when the other fight was supposed to be staged either in Macau or Hong Kong. To clarify that, he's saying that the first planned fight that Bob Arum sabotaged was in Dubai. The second time that Bob Arum sabotaged a fight that Manny Pacquiao was trying to set up was in Macau or Hong Kong. In these two separate occasions, in Dubai and in Macau, Arum called up Pacquiao's financiers, threatening to file a lawsuit if Top Rank is not included in the promotion. They cowed in fear, resulting in the scrapping of the fight. This time, now he's talking about the fight that's supposed to be taking place right now in Malaysia. This time, Arum, for a third time, tried to sabotage the fight by calling up Pacquiao's Malaysian financial backers. No dice, old man. He was ignored. Pacquiao plans to make a formal announcement early next month on Matisse fight, and Oscar and De La Hoya, according to Pacquiao, will fly to the Philippines to help promote the bout. De La Hoya called up asking me to reset the Manila launching after the holiday week. That's why the Manila press conference was moved to April 4th, Pacquiao said. Now, back to the definition of gaslighting, which is a tool of a sociopath. Using persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying, attempting to destabilize the target and destabilize the target's belief. No, the contract's not up. Manny Pacquiao's not telling the truth. You can't trust him. When you hear something, I know you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, but when you hear Manny Pacquiao say something, you can't take him at his word. Because look what happened in the past. Manny Pacquiao said before that he was going to be fighting outside the U.S. He was going to be fighting in Macau. He's going to be fighting in Dubai. What happened to the money with Dubai? They never showed up with the money. I mean, hey, how can you trust him if he says that these guys are going to pay for the fight and he's found financial backers, but they don't back the fight? Why would you believe Manny Pacquiao? Believe me. Manny Pacquiao is going to be, so since that didn't happen, you have to believe to me that the contract isn't up and he's going to be fighting for me. Now you find out, hold on. The reason the fight didn't happen, according to Manny Pacquiao's team, was that Bob Arum went and threatened to sue him if the fight happened. That's like this. It's like if a guy has a girlfriend and a girlfriend says, I'm leaving you because I found a new boyfriend, and he says to the girl like that, no, nobody wants you. Don't nobody want you. I know that dude acts like he wants you. He just wants to sleep with you. I bet you he don't show up. I bet you he don't show up to that date you think you're on, and you'll be coming right back to me. And then right after that conversation, he goes over to that dude's house, makes up something about this girl having herpes. Says, oh, you know she got herpes though, right? Just telling you because you're my friend. Hey, look, I got him from her. So, if you want to go out on a date with her, hey, cool. But I'm just telling you, man, I ain't got any beef with you. But, she gave me that. And I don't want to see you hurt, man. I don't want you to see it. And honestly, she stole my money too. I remember, and as a real example, dude, I had a girlfriend who I broke up with. She went a different way. And we broke up. She went her way. I went her way. And then we decided we were going to get back together because this dude had pushed her, right? She calls me up and she's like, man, this dude just pushed my head into into some glass. And I was like, dang, she and I were still cool. So I was like, look, you got to leave the dude. Once a dude puts your head through some glass, once you see somebody behave like that, you got to leave. And he wouldn't, and she was like, okay, you're right. So she left the dude, and eventually she and I got back together. And I was sitting at home one day, and this dude calls me. And he was like, hey, I just want to let you know that, me and her, we were going to move in together. Right? She had, just so I don't want her to play with you. I know, so just so you know. And I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Goodbye. Hung up the phone on him. Because this dude was trying to gaslight her. Then she's trying to do exactly destabilize the target's belief. My belief that she was a legitimate person who I could trust. He comes around the corner and tries to do that. That's exactly what you see being described about Bob Arum and how he dealt with Manny Pacquiao by going to those financiers and threatening to sue him. And I have no doubt, I would suspect that Bob Arum would also then go to Manny Pacquiao and say, see, I told you, Manny. I told you. You need to sign a re-up with me because these guys, you can't trust these guys. You got to remember, aren't I the guy that got you these big paydays? Aren't I the guy that got you, to the United States and got you your first $1 million check? Wasn't I the one to give you that first multi-million-dollar paycheck? You can trust me. You don't even know those guys. And let me tell you what else I heard about these guys. I also did some research on them. I found, that they owe this guy money and they owe this guy money and that guy money. Just don't trust them. Believe me. Meanwhile, he goes to the financiers and says, hey, look, if you try to come near this dude, I'm going to sue you. And by the way, I'm going to sue you for the money he owes me because he owes me X amount or whatever. Now take it to something else Bob Arum did. And this is why I'm like, if you cats want to sign with Bob Arum and stay with Bob Arum, you guys are out your mind. Him saying that he's going to go sign PBC fighters, and you guys, knowing all this stuff is out in public record, you're going to go ahead and sign with him and thinking Bob Arum can't advise you not to. He even tries to gaslight Al Heyman by saying, he doesn't even have the right to tell you that you can't sign with me as an advisor, as if that's not what advisors do. But let's just go through some of the other times where he just blatantly contradicts himself and blatantly contradicts and does Manny Pacquiao wrong. He'll do it in the same sentence. He says, hey, Manny Pacquiao told me it's not the reason he's not going to be on this undercard for Terrence Crawford, Jeff Horn. The undercard for Jeff Horn, Terrence Crawford doesn't have anything to do with a fight in Malaysia. I mean, it's not totally ridiculous that would happen. But what it really is, and I can't tell you because he told me confidentially, because I know his inner secrets because he really trusts me. He told me the real reason is that he doesn't want to do it. He's got tax problems. So in the same sentence, this is contradiction, right? Using persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying. He says, I'm not going to tell you his personal business because that's confidential, but his personal business is that he owes tax money. But he owes the IRS too much money. That's why he won't come to the U.S. because he's a tax cheat. If that is not somebody that is engaging in gaslighting, making Manny Pacquiao look like the bad guy, blatantly lying in your face about what's going on, and then doing something else. Look at the treatment of Terrence Crawford. He won't promote Terrence Crawford's fights for crap. But I'm quite sure he's whispering in Terrence Crawford's ear, hey, they don't understand business. That's what it is. Don't listen to those guys on YouTube. They don't know anything about business. Wasn't I the one that got you your first $1 million, Terrence? Wasn't I the guy that signed you when nobody else wanted to sign you because you didn't win an Olympic gold medals? If it wasn't for me, Terrence Crawford, you would have never been where you are right now. Isn't that true, Terrence Crawford? Isn't that true? Wasn't I the one that took you out of Omaha, Nebraska? Aren't I the reason that you have the money that you have today? Haven't I gotten you on ESPN? Haven't I gotten you on HBO? Didn't I do all those things for you? What have they ever done for you? You would be crazy, Terrence Crawford, to leave me. If you leave me, you'll be a failure. If you leave me, you'll be a failure. If you go sign with Al Heyman, he doesn't have he can give you some money right now, but he'll never make you the superstar that I made Muhammad Ali. You need me, Terrence Crawford. You need me. Even in the article that came out yesterday, I don't understand. It's like Bob Arum must have written itself. Yes, yes, I know that Al Heyman get these guys, Showtime dates. Yes, they're really good at that. Yes, they make more money. They pay their fighters too much money. But yeah, since even though I think the guy that you're coming from pays you too much, you still need to come to me because I can do more for you. It's classic gaslighting, man. And if any of you guys sign with top rank, you guys get what you deserve. You even when you have Floyd Mayweather Jr. saying the worst decision he ever made was signing with Bob Arum, dog, that should tell you something. But anyway, it is what it is, and I'm out. Peace.